Yeah,
Sure.
that guy's yeah, that second album was definitely a classic. The whole album, Gang Story is my favorite song, but I definitely remember the other tracks on there.
That
That
was
was
that first Def Jam joint. When we moved over, we was on the independent label, and matter of fact, that's funny because when we got the deal with Def Jam, that's the same. I'm talking about the same exact time we seen Mobb Deep in Atlanta.
mm,
That same day, we met Russell Simmons,
wow.
and at that same hotel because it was a convention. They was having the rap convention. They used to have this back in the day. They used to have this convention in Atlanta called Jack the Rapper, and
Right.
everybody used to be at that motherfucker. Everybody. So we got our first joint is out. Our first joint doing good. We selling a lot of units and shit. So we end up, even though our first album did real good, we was on a label that was smaller label that, and they was going through things, some financials and shit, financial things, to where they couldn't give us a nice budget for that second album. And we ended up meeting Russell in Atlanta, and he got the mouthpiece approached him, and he started doing a little research, and he ended up offering us that nice deal over there on Def Jam. So he told us to go do what we wanted. He let us go do our thing, no holding back. You know what I mean? That's why if you listen to "In Gats We Trust," that shit is hard. It's real gangster. Man,
You still there?
motherfuckers blowing my phone up, man.
Right. That's how it be. When soon as you gotta do something,
Yeah,
everybody wanna hit you up. Phone
yeah.
been dry all day.
Young Pride calling me. But yeah, man. So that's why if you listen to "In Gats We Trust," it's hard, it's real gangster. Because Russell was like, y'all
Mhm.
don't got nothing holding y'all back. Go do what y'all really want to do. And we went in there and
Mhm.
talked a lot of shit on
Yeah,
that.
yeah, most definitely. That's a classic album for sure. Now I was gonna
And
ask
Gang
you, are y'all?
Stories,
Hmm.
that song wasn't even on the album. So we went and
Wow.
did the whole album. We turned the album in. Russell listened to the album. He like, man, I like this shit. I love this shit, but I still need enough. I need that one. He like, I
Hmm.
need that one.
That's
We
that
had
one for
serving them
sure.
heat. When we turned that album in, it had serving them heat and all that on it. But he was like, I like this. I dig this. He said, but I need something else. I need something. You know what I mean? So he gave us some
Hmm.
more money. He was like, man, I'm gonna give y'all some more money. Go give me 4 more songs. And Gang Stories was one of them four. So
Mm.
that was like a last minute joint that just happened to have, Russell called for it, and I went and came up with that shit.
Man, that beat hard, the flows, the verses hard. Then they got the sample. So you got what is it, Big Mike
Big
and
G's,
MTA on the
dude.
sample.
I dug in the crates and found the old ass Miles Davis loop. That
Mm. Oh wow.
that was some Miles
Wow.
Davis shit. And I got that. I
Gangster.
just replayed it. Replayed the whole shit. Got it all replayed live, and that shit came the fuck up. Within it, and at
Man.
that time, I was into the sampling the rappers, putting them in the choruses on that "In Gas We Trust"
Hmm.
album. Once again, if you pay attention to it, damn near every song, the hook is somebody, some other rapper. Make a move for your gut now, bury you. Like
Hmm.
serving them heat. All these joints, man, we were sampling little snippets and making them the chorus. And I fucks with Eiht. I fucks with
Oh
Eiht,
yeah.
man. He got a
Big
lot of
shout
good
out to
little
A.
shit. Hell yeah. And
Oh
we
yeah.
knew
No
Eiht.
doubt.
We had me and Eiht had to us and Eiht had the same lawyer. So, we was able
Mm.
to get Eiht to come do the video and shit.
Right.
Yeah, that shit came together. It just everything fell in place.
Wow, wow, that's amazing. And then what was that? It was in 8 Mile too. I think Eminem brought it back out on the list. Was it on the
Yeah,
soundtrack?
man. Yeah. Hell yeah, bro. And that was a blessing too. We still getting checks
Yeah,
for that shit.
right. That's a major movie, man. That movie
Man,
told
that's
made a lot
crazy
of money.
though, dude. When you do shit so long ago, bro, motherfucker. We still be doing touring and overseas and shit off this shit that we did 20, 30 years ago.
Man, that's a blessing.
That's some crazy shit, bro. But you know, it's cool. It's cool.
That's a classic record, man. Y'all planted the seed, bro. As long as people
Yeah.
listen to music and hip hop, that's gonna be one that's gonna always come back around. So most definite. Now, let me see. I got another question. Now, by y'all being from the West Coast, being from South Central, did did you ever try to get with Ruthless or Death Row, or I mean, just before going to Def Jam?
You know what? We never actively tried. You know what I mean? Because once we got, you know, when we got signed to Def Jam, we thought that was the, you know, at that time, Def Jam was the shit. Ruthless was the shit as well. Death Row became the shit, you know, a little after we started doing what we did. But yeah, we would see like, and don't quote me on this one though, you know, but I've heard from a few different people affiliated with Ruthless that before Eazy-E died, he was he was thinking of coming, you know, coming and hollering at us, and because he wanted us over there at Ruthless. But I don't know if that's true or not. That's just what I heard. And you know, you would see people, different members of the group would see Suge places, and Suge would be like, man, when y'all gonna come over to Death Row? You know, but you know, we never really tried to do nothing like that, man. But it would have been cold if we would have, especially Ruthless, man. That would have been the shit. If we would have ended up over there with Easy now, yeah, that would have been something. That would have been a big deal. For sure.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Now I'm saying my next question was, okay, back to Def Jam. Now, was y'all the first West Coast artist to sign to Def Jam?
Man, I want to say, and I'm almost sure that I'm correct, man. I think J.O. was already over there because J.O. had that deal with Jam Master Jay. So I don't know how that was, but he was signed through Jam Master Jay over there to Def Jam. So I mean, I could be wrong, but I think J.O. was there. But I think we was the first group that they put out. As far as gangster rap shit. We was the first group that they put out on some on you know the gangster rap tip. And they didn't know what the hell was going on. They didn't know what to do with us.
Yeah, but it seemed like y'all opened up some doors because a lot of people
followed y'all. You know, we kicked the door open, and then everybody else blew the fuck up. You know, like Domino and Warren G. You know, because of the whole Death Row, Warren G. came and killed everybody. You know what I mean? With that Regulate. You know, but man, that shit was cool. It was lit for sure. You know, because when Warren G came, he brought different groups with him: the Twins, the 5 Footers, the Dove Shack. You know what I mean? So it was a lot of us over there at that point in time. You had Domino, he was doing platinum numbers. Then you had the Dove Shack and the SDC. SDC, we had a Go album. You know what I mean? You got, you know, it was popping, man. But I read a lot of shit from back then, and they say that Warren G really saved the label. He did, because he had a triple platinum album or something, or song or single or whatever it was. But we was all over there putting work in though.
Right. Because I think the East was kind of on the decline. They wasn't really eating as much at that time.
The gangster shit was just on top at that part. You know, at that present moment, it was about that gangster stuff. Like